We just got out from seeing Late Night with the Devil, joined by Chris from Film Stocks. Went in, watched the trailer right before we went to go see this movie starring David Dastmalchian. Thoughts?
Very uneasy movie.
Right.
It creates a sense of tension and terror, almost like impending doom.
Yes.
Within the first few minutes. The way it was shot, so unique, it felt like you were watching a late night show or special, and it immersed you easily because of that.
It truly felt like I was watching Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon at night, and it just was one night. It's one basically just have his showing where they happen to have just crazy things happen and go down. And David Dastmalchian, he's had so many small roles throughout this. First leading role that I've seen him in, carries. Dude is unbelievable. And the way they filmed this and edited it, and like when they weren't showing like the actual screen for the what's it called? When they weren't showing the late night showing screens, everything else was in black and white. So you could really tell differentiate between the two. I just thought that was a really nice touch added in there. And everyone keeps telling them like, hey, like, do not mess with this. This next guest, this is not cool. People are getting uneasy. It just goes to show how far this guy's willing to go for success. And he goes all the way. And it's chilling just to think about that.
No, yeah, I really... there's some moments in this film that are going to send shivers down your spine.
Yes.
Like, there's one shot in particular where I was like, felt a chill on the back of my neck. I was like, oh my gosh, that moved me. And it was very terrifying. It's a disturbing watch, but it isn't like... It's not comparable to The Conjuring.
No.
A lot of mind games are being played here.
Yes.
So it mentally will leave you walking out a little like, whoa, almost like a mind F movie in a way.
It's not even scary. And that's the one thing with this movie that I will say is that it's not, I wouldn't even classify this, it has to be classified as a horror movie, but there isn't that much scares in it. I never got jumped, I never was really freaked out, but more of that uneasy, disturbed vibe, kind of wondering where in the hell are we actually going by the end of this movie. And when you get to the ending, where I thought was going to be the ending, they have about 10 to 15 minutes extra that almost in a way leave this movie open-ended, like we were talking on the way home, more of an Inception type vibe. And that ending, it was gonna make it or break it, I guess, for people, but for us, the way we talked about it and the way we interpreted it, made this movie all that much more enjoyable. It's very open to interpretation as to what you think, and kind of what he did to get to where he is, and...
Yeah, there's a lot of ambiguity, a lot of abstract shots. The use of practical effects was disturbing as hell. Like, there are some shots where it looks like something out of John Carpenter's The Thing. It's like, whoa, that's really just grotesque and in your face. But man, that ending is one that it will stick with me for a while.
Absolutely. It's one of those movies that it's actually doing pretty well at the box office, and like I'm very surprised for that. It's a Shudder. Shudder has just a way with these horror movies that are so much different. I like the risk they're taking. I want them to keep taking more because this is a movie that I don't think one has been done with this. And the title, Late Night with the Devil, there might be more meaning to that than you actually think. The whole Exorcist scene, it just felt real. And that's the biggest compliment I can give this movie. It felt so real that I was sitting in the theater watching a live late night show, and behind the scenes of it all, it felt the most real of a horror movie I've seen in a very, very long time. As for recent horror movies, this is one of the best of the bunch with a very small budget, not even a lot of people talking about it. This is one of the best of the horror movies I've seen in recent years.
It's strong 4 out of 5 for me. The
100%.
ending's one that I'll like to discuss for years to come. It's like a talking point ending. But I was immersed. Felt like 45 minutes.
Literally zoomed by. All of a sudden it was over. I was like, man, I'm like a 4.25. We'll call it a 4 because you can't really go that 4.25 on Letterboxd, but
Sadly.
4.5 out of 5. It was a very solid horror movie that I can see myself watching every Halloween because this is the Halloween special. David Dastmalchian, I want to see more stuff. The dude absolutely killed it. There's our thoughts on Late Night with the Devil. Have you guys seen it? If you have, let us know down below. Head over to Film Stock if you haven't already. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. And we'll see you guys in the next one.